What is up, guys? My name is Conor Ryan. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, consider subscribing. This is the new series I'm going to start on my channel, which is all to do with the Metro games and the lore and background of each character, station, animals, whatever you want, guys. Leave a suggestion in the comments below who you want to see next. In today's video I'll be talking about Artyom, who is the main protagonist of both the books and the game of Metro. He has black hair, he has blue and green eyes in the game only. In the books he was born on the 31st of March 2009, but in the game he was born on the 31st of March 2013. He is currently alive in both the books and the games. His relatives include Anna, who is his wife and lover, his mother, who he doesn't really have any memories of, his son, which will probably appear in the Metro Exodus game, which happens after the book Metro 2035. He has Melnik, who is also known as Miller, who is his father-in-law and Anna's dad. Sukhoi, also known as Alex, who is his stepdad. He used to live at Temirazeskaya station before it got overrun by rats, and then him and his mother had to move to Vidinka station. He is now living in Vidinka station until he moved out, which I'll get onto in the video, guys. He is part of the Children of Underground, which is only in the game, and he also fought at the Battle of D6, which is also only in the game. Artyom is a part of the Rangers and is the main character in the Metro games and the books Metro 2033 and 2035. He isn't in 2034, as it is a different story. Artyom was born just before the nuclear bombings. He was brought up in Temirazeskaya station until the station got overrun by rats. He then lived with his stepdad, Sukhoi, also known as Alex, in Vidinka station. When Artyom was much younger, him and his two friends, Eugene and Vitaly, opened the doors to the Botanical Garden station. This allowed the Dark Ones to get in to the station. A few years later, they branded Artyom as their chosen one, to help both species reunite. Years later, when Hunter is investigating the Dark Ones and their threat to Vidinka station, he gives Artyom the task of venturing into the Metro to warn the rest of the Metro of the danger. In the games, although Metro 2033 is about Artyom's journey through the Metro, it is also about his growth as a person, and the player gets to influence his choices with the morale system in the game, like when he first leaves home to giving money to the poor. It's through these experiences and tasks he better understands life in the Metro. In Last Light he appears again. There is no book about Last Light currently written. In the game we get a better look into Artyom and his feelings about the events, not just surrounding the Metro, but like life above ground, guys. We learn this through the loading screen dialogue, but also it's hidden in diary entries throughout the game that you can find and look for. These journal entries show Artyom's frustration with the world that he lives in, with Pavel, Anna and the Reds, which are always nearly in a state of war in the Metro. Artyom sometimes feels regret in the Metro Last Light, not just over the loss of his mother and his lack of memory of her, but his original slaughter of the Dark Ones in Metro 2033. Artyom is shown to be sentimental and kind. He still keeps his postcards that Hunter has given him, a few of over time. He also has Hunter's dog tags and his guitar in his room at D6. Artyom is conflicted and in anguish at first when he has to slay the baby Dark One, but with guidance from Khan he spares it its life, and they both benefit as a result of this. Through narrating notes, it is shown that Artyom is a bookish and philosophical person. He often quotes the Bible. Despite his extensive knowledge of the Bible, he doesn't seem really religious himself. Artyom feels the creatures weren't born from the radiation, but always lived underground in fear of humans, but finally sensed their weakness after the bombs dropped. Developing from a toxic relationship, Artyom's partner Anna grew fond of each other, and after his return from his journey through the swamp to Sparta base, Artyom saves Anna from Lezinski in Contagion. Both think they are infected when they are in quarantine and become very intimate when he goes to battle at D6. Neither of them say a word, so in this moment it is very tense. In one of the endings, Anna gives birth to Artyom's son, with his son asking about Artyom, and she tells him how he was the most brave soldier out of everyone in the Metro. But the second ending, Anna also gives birth, and this is where Metro 2035 continues from. In Metro Exodus, Artyom, Anna, and a few rangers, including Stefan from 2035, follow. They go on a heavily modified locomotive in search of a new home above land. That's just to do with the games, guys, so far. I will now go in depth about Artyom and how he appears in the novels and book form of Metro. Artyom's physical appearance is never fully described. The only known traits are that he is taller, along with having a bit darker skin tone than other people his age, and having visibly Russian features. Artyom is depicted as a bookish, thoughtful and well-meaning character whose over-contemplation of things tends to keep him philosophical, but his inexperience often leaves him helpless. Most of this is justified by his almost hermetic life in Vidinka station, since his knowledge about the rest of the metro is rather rudimentary. Artyom likely has musophobia, which is the fear of rats, because when he sees one he panics and experiences nausea. He was also terrified when he saw a hallucination of Hunter as a rat. The cause of this musophobia is probably rooted in what happened to his mother in station as a child, which I mentioned earlier on, guys. His original residence in one of the sections of the novels, while attempting to flee from some mutants, Artyom barricaded himself in an apartment building. After surveying the area, he notices a bookshelf covered with a sheet. Among the books uncovered, he notices a picture dropped from the shelf. As he picks it up, he notices that the picture is of a young boy and apparently his mother holding him on the backside. He is surprised by what he finds: little Artyom, 2 months old. Although it is implied that this is Artyom's real home, one still has to keep in mind that the fact the name Artyom is a rather common name in Russia. Another doubt presents itself when he showed the picture to his stepfather, Sukhoi, when he returned to Vidinka station. Sukhoi tells him that he does not recognize the woman in the picture and that he didn't get a clear look at his mother's face when he saved Artyom from the rats. In the epilogue to Metro 2033, Artyom describes his time after Ostankino Tower and the fate of the Dark Ones. Once returning to Vidinka station, he was welcomed like a hero, as if he was coming down from the heavens in a shiny chariot. Artyom, though, thought of himself as a murderer and that he wished himself dead, that a monster would eat him or that he could hang himself from a tree. Artyom wishes that he could tell the inhabitants of the metro that the truth about the Dark Ones, that they were there to help, that they wanted peace. He believes that they would laugh in his face of the truth, or that he had been indoctrinated by the Dark Ones into believing them. Artyom describes his past in a little more detail about the time when he, Eugene in the game, and Vitaly the Splinter went to Botanical Gardens and opened the airlock. Whereas in the original novel the events happen very quickly and they are scared back into the metro, the new epilogue goes into detail about what happened. While wandering the surface, Artyom is cornered by wild mutant dogs, his shotgun not working and jamming. He tells the others to go. He is saved by a dark one who scares the dog away, some of which start to uncontrollably convulse. The Dark One pities Artyom and shows him the visions of his mother, similar to the scene in the video game level Dead City. The Dark One parts from Artyom, leaving the words, "You are the first," in Artyom's mind. The brief, non-hostile interaction with the Dark One inoculates Artyom, giving him a barrier against the message of the Dark Ones. After the events of Ostankino, Artyom returns to the Botanical Gardens very regularly. No mutants occupied the former Dark One's home, only soot and ash. During one such trip, Artyom sees a lone Dark One. Whether or not an illusion, Artyom runs towards it, taking his mask and gloves off. The Dark One is small, roughly half the height of Artyom. Artyom tries to communicate with it. He touches the Dark One's head with an ungloved hand. Artyom sees the emptiness in the Dark One's eyes and understands he is alone in the world. That was all to do with Metro 2033, guys, which is the first novel in the book series. As I said, Metro 2034 follows a completely different guy and a completely different story, which doesn't involve Artyom. So the next part I'll be talking about Metro 2035, which is I think it's the newest book. Don't know if it's going to be the last one. Hopefully not, because I really, really love the Metro series. So now to do with Metro 2035, guys. It is revealed in Metro 2035 that Artyom has received a tattoo from the Rangers showing his membership. The tattoo has the phrase, "If not us, then who?" It's also written in Russian, guys. I'll leave the subtitles now of what it looks like in Russian, which is the Rangers' motto. Before the war, this phrase was often associated with the Spetsnaz of the Russian Federation, Moreover, Artyom is a much more mature and realistic character in 2035, who has grown significantly after all the things he has been through over the course of the books and games. Sometimes between the events of Last Light and Metro 2035, he married Anna, in spite of Miller's disapproval. The couple left their ranger lives behind in favour of a seemingly normal life on Artyom's home station of Vidinka. Artyom has also begun losing his hair due to continued exposure to doses of radiation while on the surface, which is another reason for strife between him and his wife, who wishes for nothing more than to give birth to a healthy child and they may raise together as parents. Artyom claims that during the events of Metro 2035, when on top of the Ostankino Tower, he heard a radio transmission from another city, while the missile guidance system was finding its range. No one in exhibition believes him, not even Anna, putting a great strain on their relationship. That's it so far, guys, to do with Artyom. When the game Metro Exodus comes out, I will update the story involving Artyom and his background and lore leading up to Metro Exodus and how he feels at the end of the game and throughout the game. If you like this series, guys, and you want to see more, leave in the comment section below who you'd want to see a video on next. I think I might just go character by character, then station by station, and then all the different animals that you encounter throughout the game and break them down, like what their backstories and how they came up through the games and stuff like that, guys. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. If you liked it, like, comment. If you're new, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in exhibition, guys.
Lights are lit and they're slit on your